Here's a quick little video. This may be very redundant to some snake breeders. Here's my hand so you get an idea. This is a big ivory retic. And it may look like I just fed this girl a big meal. And that is not the case. This big girl is going through ovulation. So you can see she just looks, if you look at the back of her and then a little bit beyond first third of her, you can see she really looks like she ate something big. This animal hasn't eaten for well over, a month and a half, possibly even 2 months. And so she's ovulating, and really what ovulation is her follicles have been developing over the past few months. Start from, something incredibly insignificant to these large ovum, and they're generally right about 43 millimeters on average would be the size right around ovulation. So you start with these little microscopic, very immature little egg follicles or ovum, and then as time goes on they start to grow and mature, and they don't all mature at the same rate. So we're developing these ovum in her ovaries, where over time you'll have ones that mature and they just sit there and they wait for the other ones, and then in a perfect world all the ovum, so let's say in a snake like this, 40 ovum or more, will be maturing at different rates, but they'll eventually wait till you have 40 ovum which are now mature. So when I say mature, it means that they are the full potential that they're going to be, and at that point they are able to be fertilized. So at this point, ovulation is this animal taking and moving these mature ovum from her ovaries into her oviduct. But how this happens is they move forward towards her head, and then they do this big U-turn. And as they're doing this U-turn, this female has already successfully bred with a male, and so she's basically holding the sperm. She's retaining the sperm from these previous breedings, and it's just waiting there. So as long as I've been keeping her at the proper temperatures and haven't gotten her too hot or too cold and everything's right, when she ovulates, when she's releasing these ovum from the ovaries into the oviduct, they are then fertilized. And if these were immature ovum, at this point the sperm's waiting there, but they would never be fertilized into a viable egg because they were never, at the mature stage. So this is the process of ovulation. And one thing you need to understand, once a snake ovulates, she releases her eggs into her oviduct, where they then, over the next month and a half or longer, they're going to basically continue to grow and develop. Once this happens, the snake has to either lay eggs or she becomes egg bound. They do not magically absorb these eggs. And so a lot of times people get confused. Oh yeah, my snake ovulated, but she never laid her eggs. Well, generally this is not the case. Sometimes we mistake animal with big follicles or whatever, but it actually doesn't ovulate. So the real act of ovulation is there are eggs now trapped inside her body. So either she lays them or she becomes egg bound and casts them out later. And if she were not to lay these eggs and becomes egg bound, she basically becomes poisoned. Her body is poisoned by the eggs, and this will often kill these guys. So there is a bit of a difference, but here's just, I went over the process of ovulation, and it's pretty much the same for, all snakes. All right. Love your big leucistic ivory reticulated pythons.